All right, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to this wonderful Tuesday on our path to the draft to this 2024 NFL mock draft. It is your good old boy JR coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. As always, I will have Brandon here on Instagram Live to do the on the Instagram page at All Sports Talk Podcast, and you can watch us on YouTube Live as well at Jack's Wild Sports Show on YouTube Live. We got a good one for you today, folks. It is pick number 24. We are down. After today, we are 3/4 of the way done. After that, it's only 8 more teams. Today, we're going to finish out that last 3/4 bit as the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock. The Dallas Cowboys had one of the most interesting seasons I think you'll ever see in your life. And in a season that was filled with such promise that it felt like this time it was going to change and it was going to change. And it just ended up being the same story. It ended up being the same story. Nothing changed for Dallas. Nothing. Another 12-5 season for the third straight year in a row. They get to the playoffs. The only difference this time is that they won the division. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. And they still couldn't do anything. They still couldn't do anything. And it's joining us now, Brandon, my good man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you, man?
I am doing good. I'm doing good. Just talking about this Dallas defense, this Dallas team overall, where third straight year in a row, they do something about it. They go 12-5 again, and it's the same result again. And I think this is where a lot has to pretty much. I think we're going to get into this a lot today. I think we're really going to get into this. So, Brandon, I don't know about you, but are you ready?
Yeah.
So again, Dallas is going to pick 24th in this year's draft. Dallas finished at 12-5. They won the division like I predicted they would. Statistically, they were the best offense in the NFL. And statistically, they were the 5th best defense in the NFL. Brandon, when I think of the Cowboys, I think of the Cowboys, and I remember their first 2 games that they had. I remember the first 2 games that they had, and shutout, and I went to my wisdom and I said, listen, I know they played some pretty crappy teams, the first 2 weeks, but when you shut out NFL teams back to back, that's a hard thing to do. That's a very hard thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get into week 3 against Arizona. And I think if you asked everybody outside of Arizona who would win, hell, I'll even go so far if you ask people in Arizona.
Hold on. We picked them. We knew Dallas was Dallas, and they were going to do some stupid shit, like lose to Arizona with a backup Josh Dobbs. Okay, now go to you.
And that's exactly what happened. They went into Arizona and lost. And not just lose close. No, ladies and gentlemen. They lost so bad. It made you reconsider the first 2 weeks they had. Then they started winning. And then they got to the Sunday Night Football game against San Francisco. And we're thinking to ourselves, this has to be Dallas's moment. They have to show that they're doing everything they can to win.
It was Dallas's moment. They showed you exactly who the fuck they were.
And they got obliterated on Sunday Night Football for the whole world. The most hyped Sunday Night Football matchup I remember in a very, very long time. And they got obliterated. They got obliterated.
I don't know why. It was so hyped.
But then the season goes on. They finish 12-5. They win the division. Here we go. Literally, here we go. This is it. You just have to get over a team that you've had struggles with recently. Green Bay. You just have to get over it. You have to get over it. And listen, the only difference this time is there's no Aaron Rodgers. So there's going to be no miraculous throws this time. You got this.
Mm-hmm. They did not have this.
And Jordan Love threw some of the most miraculous throws I've ever seen in my life.
They did not have this.
Jordan Love threw some miraculous shit that wild card playoff game. That was good shit. Like that Vince McMahon doll. This is some good shit.
Good shit.
Like, this is some good shit, man. And that's what it was. And now here we are. Here we are again. A season where Dak Prescott threw for 4,516 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Tony Pollard ran for 1,005 yards for 6 touchdowns. And CeeDee Lamb had 135 receptions, 1,749 yards, 12 touchdowns. And then they had this defense. And oh man, look, it's Michael with his little cheese. It's the cheese. Yeah, he threw some good shit. And then you had a defense where it showed you the talents of a Damon Clark racking up 109 combined tackles. Micah Parsons racking up 14 sacks. Deron Bland having 9 interceptions and returning 5 of them for touchdowns, which is the most in NFL history, cementing his spot as one of the better slot corners. And notice I always said slot, because outside, nah, man, he ain't that dude outside. But the slot, that's all him, man. That's all him. He can handle anybody. All right? Because we all remember the Seattle game. All right? We all remember the Seattle matchup, all right? Don't act like you didn't forget. DK Metcalf? Nah. Some jalopy fourth stringer? Yeah. Yeah. In the season where I thought this was going to be the year that Dallas finally turns it around. Because, it's been 30 years. This was the best Dallas team I think Dak Prescott was ever going to have. Because when you looked at it from top to bottom, they were stacked. And I get it. Diggs getting hurt, getting his ACL hurt, out for the year. That's a tough blow. That is a tough loss, okay? But I thought this was the best team that Dak Prescott was ever going to have. And is probably ever going to have in Dallas. Ever. And they end up in the same position. 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. Wild card loss, wild card loss, wild card loss. And here's the difference. Because losing to the San Francisco, how they lost and how they decided to lose was funny. That's funny. Dak Prescott, Kellen Moore calling a quarterback sneak with 10 seconds left and telling Dak Prescott not to go outside. Then the following year, Ezekiel Elliott taking a snap at center. This year, it was just Brandon, talk to me. What happened, man?
That's such an open question. I truly believe that Mike McCarthy pretty much made Jerry Jones fire Kellen Moore and told him, "Hey, man, I can do better than him. At least I can, run the ball, and then you start the season off and you barely run the ball. Like, it did the most amazing season as a receiver and quarterback, probably Cowboys history. After that, who the fuck was the ball getting thrown to? Because it's just like, who the fuck was the people?
And it's not like they didn't have weapons. Jalen Ferguson, Michael Gallup returned from injury.
Yeah. You got Brandon Cooks. Like it just didn't come together. You know, I think on paper it looked like a really good team. It looked like it was gonna really make sense. And then, you know, reality kicked in and it just, you know, settled in. Defensively, you said it. It literally was the stat was literally amazing to see. When they did not get turnovers, that defense was a sitting fucking duck. They couldn't do shit. That defense takes too many chances. That secondary takes too many chances. And once you can kind of pretty much keep the chances from happening, like running the football like Green Bay did in that playoff game with Aaron Jones, just kept running the fucking football and making the secondary try to step it up. It just was bad, man. I just feel like at the end of the day, what was wrong with Dallas? Everything. Everything was wrong with Dallas. The execution was terrible. Yeah, they got to the playoffs, but like everything with Dallas, it was only a matter of time. It sucks that it's that way, but it was only a matter of time. We all knew Dallas was not going to win a Super Bowl this year. And anybody that tells you that they were, I don't know what the fuck you were looking at. Like, I just don't know what you were
You know, I didn't think Super Bowl, but I thought, man, at least try to get far this year.
You thought they were going to get at least to the NFC Championship game, and that to me was just never going to happen. That just was never going to happen. Like, I don't understand why people every year. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm not a Cowboys hater. I'm just a realistic person. You love torture. You love just knowing your team will never live up to potential. It shit is embarrassing. It hurts. It's like being a Jazz fan in the 90s. It's like, fuck, we playing Michael Jordan again? Like you just know there's no way in hell you're winning this fucking game. You know it. You can already book it. You can sit there and say all the damn under the sun, and we have all the conversations in the world. But let's be real. Dallas is not that team. They've never been that team. They have a good defense and a really good running game. They might be really fucking good. But then Dak Prescott can't fucking throw the ball. He fucks up the game plan somehow, some way. Or they might have the season they had this year where the offense was all throwing with no running game. Like, what the fuck? I'm shocked Tony Pollard got 1,000 rushing yards. That's the first time I heard that shit all.
He got over 1,000 rushing yards by 5 yards.
I can't tell you one game with Tony Pollard I felt like I had 100 yards rushing. I can't tell you one. He might have had one, but that's how quiet that shit was. That's how quiet that was. I can't tell you one game when he had over 1,000 yards rushing. I can't. That is crazy. 100-yard game. I can't tell you one. That's shocking.
And it's not even just the way how the season ended. Think about how the season started, right? You're going on OTAs, you're doing training camp, and all of a sudden you make a trade with the 49ers to get Trey Lance. For what? Like, I still ask myself that question. For what? And here's the thing. You didn't even tell Dak Prescott. When I say he, we all know who we're talking about. We're talking about Jerry Jones. He didn't ask Dak Prescott. He didn't even tell Mike McCarthy. He said, I'm getting him because I want him. For what? You now have two quarterbacks whose contract ends at the end of next season.
To be the next starter. To be the next starter.
That's and I can't even say both of them are going to be back next year. No, I can guarantee you.
Back next year.
None of them are coming back next year. None of them. So again, you give your opposition, who's been giving you problems for the last few years, an extra pick to get better this year. And then you had the golf. Now we're heading into an offseason where we say, we're all in. Jerry Jones, on an owner's meeting, said, we're all in. Really? We're all in? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Who did you sign? Let's see. Well, first, let's go with the departures, okay? Let's go with the departures first.
Okay.
Durance Armstrong, Tyler Badaz, Dante Fowler are leaving Dallas to go to Washington. The former two defensive ends and the center are leaving to Washington. Tony Pollard is going to Tennessee. Tyron Smith is going to the Jets. Jonathan Hankins is going to Seattle. Neville Gilmore is going to Miami. Those are really good football players. Like, they play football. They know how to play football. Well, good news. You were able to re-sign Jordan Lewis. You were able to get CJ Godwin back. You got your long snapper back. So, I mean, at least you're good there. And Rico Dowdle, the running back, is coming back. Now let's talk about who you brought in. Who you brought in free agency from other teams. Here we go. Eric Hendricks, linebacker from the Chargers. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Dallas Cowboys free agent arrival list. That is who they have signed so far. We are on pick 24 in April 9th, 2024. Free agency started in March 16th. March 16th. We are now April 9th, 2024, and that is the only free agent that they were able to get.
We're all in, Juwan. We're all in. We are all in. It's going down.
And now, here's the kicker. You have told both Dak Prescott and Trey Lance, we're not going to open negotiations with you. So I have one man who's probably going to play his ass off, probably won't be in Dallas. I have another man over here that you traded for, probably won't play, and now has to go to another team, and now his future is in doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final demise of the Dallas Cowboys. I have a theory. Not a theory. I have a prediction. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to come crashing down to earth, fall straight on their freaking face in the dirt, God's green earth, harder than the Dallas Cowboys in 2025. And why do I say that? Well, you know, they're America's team. The NFL will protect them. Sure they will. You mean to tell me that Tyler Smith, the offensive lineman that they drafted a couple years ago, that had the most holding penalties in the whole, out of every offensive tackle, out of all his peers, that they drafted in the first round, they're going to switch him to left tackle because that's such a good idea, right? And not the fact that they put him to left guard because that's where he properly fits. Are we going to talk about the fact that up until today, if I would have told you Rico Dowdle is the starting running back for the Dallas Cowboys, would you even know who Rico Dowdle was? The fact that I told you Damon Clark racked up 109 tackles, would you even know who he was if he wasn't in Dallas?
And he's a safety, which is fucking crazy.
No, they put him at linebacker now because they need help.
His natural position is safety.
Yeah. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Cowboys are on the verge of doing something so historically crazy. And you expect me to believe that this is the best team Mike McCarthy's ever had, including that Super Bowl team he had in Green Bay.
That was a bad motherfucking team.
This is probably the best team he's ever had, and you're telling me that he's gonna be able to figure this out. I wouldn't trust that dude to tie my niece's shoes. I wouldn't trust that dude to be a cashier behind a McDonald's register.
Or to fix the McDonald's ice cream machine because you know it's broken.
Like, so Mike McCarthy is going to figure all this out with less talent now.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Jerry needs to go, man.
No, Jerry, stay. Stay, Jerry. Please stay. Please stay, Jerry, so you can continuously fuck up your team.
Because this is ridiculous. It's and here's the crazy thing about it. Here's another crazy part. Dalton Schultz, you know, the tight end that you gave up on and went to Houston and had this wonderful year, and now he's got a new contract and they re-signed him and all that stuff. Remember that tight end? Remember that interview he did during the Super Bowl where it was like, well, the crazy thing is during my time in Dallas, I would be working out and they would do tours around the facility and people would be like, we were zoo animals. I get to Houston and it's only football. 12-5, Brandon. But the thing is, they went 12-5 last year. And they went 12 the year before. Nothing has changed. The one constant has always been Mike McCarthy.
Well, you do. Something has changed.
Mike
Something
McCarthy.
has changed.
Mike
Something's
McCarthy.
changed. No, it's not Mike McCarthy. It's Dan Quinn. He is gone. All those players you just listed off are on the defensive side of the ball. And where did they go? Where Dan Quinn went. Washington. Oh, Dallas, you're fucked. Oh, you are so.
And you brought in Mike Zimmer. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Mike Zimmer.
Good defense coordinator.
I like Mike Zimmer. I really do. He has a special place in my heart because he's that cool. I liked him when he was in Cincinnati. I thought he did a heck of a job being the head coach of Minnesota. It just didn't work out.
I'm more aggressive about Mike Zimmer being head coach in Minnesota, but that's another conversation. Continue.
Listen, I liked him. I thought he was the right fit. I just don't think it worked out. That's all it was. It just didn't work out. Mm-hmm. And now we get to here to Dallas. Your only free agent was Eric Hendricks, a man who played for Mike McCarthy in Minnesota. That was a long time ago.
Super duper long.
But here we are, Brandon. Here we go. The one constant that's always been is Jerry Jones, and that he'll do anything for the star. He will make the star marketable, right? You know, I wish they were less marketable. And of course, you know, I was one of those people that said, man, I don't know about Super Bowl, but I think they get pretty far this time because they actually have a team and it's going to come together. Jordan Love shut that down quick. He shut that down quick. You want to know when I knew it was over? When Mike McCarthy was yelling at CeeDee Lamb. And no. Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer. You want to know when I knew it was over in that playoff game, Brendan? When Mike McCarthy was yelling at CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott to do something. And I said, yeah, this shit's over, man. I never, ever. Here's the thing. And I said it. I've said it for multiple coaches. And I said it last year. I believe in the Dallas team. I do. And what did I say when I made my prediction? I believe in this Dallas team to win the division. What's the one thing I don't believe in?
Mike McCarthy.
I don't believe in him. If you gave Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, if you gave them this team, they would play in a Super Bowl because they'll figure it out. But I'm supposed to believe that Mike McCarthy is going to figure it out now with a way lesser team. Nah, I'm sorry, man. I'm good. Go ahead, Brandon. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Dallas is fucked. Like, super duper fucked. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I want to be the bearer of bad news. This is the problem when you hire a to-do man to be your goddamn head coach. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. It's just like, what the fuck? Can you grow some balls? Can you grow some balls? Can you stand up for self? Can you at least try? And for me, Dallas is just not that team. It's never been. I get that people want to make it seem like Dallas is because the NFC sucks. And I'm gonna be honest, the NFC sucks. I get that. Totally understand it. NFC sucks. So they might get in the playoffs by default. It sounds so crazy to say that, but they might get in the playoffs by default every damn year. They might get in the playoffs just by default.
I'm going to blame that they don't make the playoffs this year.
But listen, don't start that with me because you know me. But for me personally, man, I just feel like where Dallas is right now is they're not good. And they're not totally bad. They're not absolutely, positively the worst team in the NFC. They're not that, but that's the problem. You're in the middle. And as a Dallas team, like you are, that, again, like you said, the freaking franchise is so big and it's so massive that even if you don't succeed, you're still getting talked about. But that's the fucking problem with Dallas. You shouldn't be getting talked about at all. You don't win. You don't do shit. You should not be in any conversation with any of these teams. Philly, San Francisco, Green Bay. You've done nothing of the sort. You shouldn't even be in a conversation with the fucking Giants. The Giants have won more Super Bowls in the last 30 years than the Dallas has ever even competed in. That tells you a lot. This team is, yes. Is it Jerry Jones' team? Can he do whatever he wants to do with the team? Of course. He paid the money. He's doing what he wants to do. But don't you ever in your fucking life tell anybody else that we're all in on winning a Super Bowl and then you come out and literally look like you're looking. I literally heard, the moment I heard this shit, I knew this is some bullshit. You got your problems with Mike Florio. I got my problems with Mike Tannenbaum on ESPN. He can shut the fuck up forever. I don't want to hear him talk about football ever again in life. Yeah, you're the guy that bought in Brett Favre for the Jets. You also fucked the Jets because you bought in Brett Favre. So it's just, what is it? Which one is it, man? Like, which one are you very proud of? Yeah, you bought in Brett Favre, but then you fucked the Jets because you bought in Brett Favre. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like with the Jets, this man literally goes on TV and says, oh, Dallas can always still figure it out. They got time to figure it out. They're going to turn it around. It's just the beginning of free agency. He said that like 3 weeks ago. Free agency had already started. You should be already in the draft process. You should be trying to get a fucking player. You should be trying to build your draft board, not trying to sign free agents. That's ridiculous. This is the thing about this team. Dallas is Jerry Jones is more concerned about the fucking star on the helmet than the actual team he puts on the field. And at the end of the day, as long as he is the fucking owner of the Dallas Cowboys, that team is going to suck. You're going to win, and then you're going to lose. So, and this is the worst team you probably have. And the craziest shit is, this may be the best opportunity to surprise people. Nobody came in this season after what we saw at the playoffs last year, the year before, with Ezekiel Elliott hiking the ball to Dak Prescott. Nobody in their lives said Dallas is going to be good this year. Nobody. Okay, you. But nobody in everybody was like,
hold on.
This team.
I want my flowers. I don't get my flowers that often. I want my flowers.
Yeah, you get your flowers, but then you get your flowers also watching them lose at home to Jordan Love and
Thank you. Thank you.
But it's just, and this isn't just the Dak Prescott shit. We got reports that Michael Parsons is like a problem in the locker room, and now they don't know if they want to keep him. What the fuck is going on? CeeDee Lamb and CeeDee Lamb's people, family, and Michael Parsons' family both went at Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's brother goes on social media and says, I've been trying to get my brother the fuck out of Dallas, and if I could get him out of Dallas, I would. That's just half of the story. Like, this isn't good. This is the first time in a while Dallas has had this much of a fucking...
This is issues. This isn't...
This is beyond... This is just beyond...
This isn't just, let's talk about it. Sit down, let's talk about it. This is internal issues. There has been something steaming here for a while now, right? Because you don't have CeeDee Lamb's family, like you said, say what they said. You don't have people being anonymous saying, man, it would be a breath of fresh air if Michael somebody anonymously on that team said it would be a breath of fresh air if Michael Parsons was no longer on. You're telling me your sack leader for the last 2 seasons, it would be a breath of fresh. That would be like if somebody anonymously on my team said it would be a breath of fresh air if Max Crosby left the team. Are you high? Are you high?
Not only your leading sack leader, probably your best draft pick you've made in a decade.
Okay, well, that's debatable. CeeDee Lamb's a pretty good draft pick.
Up there, debatable, but who changes the game more? Michael fucking Parsons or CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, Michael fucking Parsons. I love that kid.
All right,
I love that fucking kid. And he was literally 5 picks away to be ours.
He got gift wrapped to Dallas. And you want him gone? Okay, please trade Michael Parsons and see what that defense is, because that's the only piece on that defense that actually fucking works. It doesn't matter where you plug him. He's going to work. You cannot say
and it's also the fact that you've come out and said, we're not doing any negotiations with Dak or Terry Lance. We're going to write it out. What the fuck does that mean?
It means they were never sold on Dak to begin with. They didn't want to sign him the first fucking time. We all know this shit. They didn't want to sign Dak the first fucking time.
Here's the issue. This is my issue with Dallas. Dallas has the team on paper to be a really, really great team. Well, they had a really great team until everybody left. If I'm Dallas, there has to be a plan, right?
Nope.
You have to have a plan. Because if you're Jerry Jones or if you're Stephen Jones.
Hold on. See, normal football teams like Philly, Green Bay, San Francisco, Cincinnati, Kansas City, winning teams, yeah, you would have a plan. But this is Jerry Jones. This is Jerry Jones. We're all in. He has no fucking plan. Not one.
I'm still looking at that we're all in, and I'm looking at that free agent arrival slot I have on my paper right here, and I'm like, damn.
You literally traded for Trey Lance and told absolutely no one. You really think he had a plan? No. He doesn't know what he's doing. This man is just throwing shit in the air and seeing if it stick. Like, this is bad. This is bad. For Mike McCarthy, this might be your last year as a head coach, probably in the NFL, because after this season, you ain't gonna want to coach no fucking body. You ain't gonna
Hold on. What about as an offensive coordinator or something like that?
I'm talking about, like, he'd probably be like, you know what? I don't want to deal with that shit ever again. You see what the fuck I had to go through with Dallas? I'm good. I'm good on football.
But the thing is, it's like, he's a winning coach. It's just when I look at him, it's like, okay. And Steve Kerr won 73 games with that team. So? I think to me, it's just, if anybody but Mike McCarthy was there, I think Dallas would be in good hands. Anybody.
Okay, then so you telling me Josh McDaniels would have had Dallas rolling right now?
I'm going to be honest with you. Can I be 100% honest with you?
Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't you.
I think he would put Dallas in a better fucking position.
I don't know that.
I think Josh McDaniels would put Mike McCarthy in a better. Listen, the only reason Jerry Jones can't get his guy, and I'm going to take the words out of a famous man that we all know and love. The only reason Mike McCarthy is the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys in this time and at that time was literally because John Gruden didn't want to work Tuesdays. That's it. That is it. All right? Majority of coaches didn't want to deal with that bullshit. That is the only reason Mike McCarthy is there. Like, all right, that's the only reason. Tuesdays in Dallas land is Jerry Jones. Nobody wants to deal with that shit.
Yeah, obviously. But I feel like also with this team, you lost a lot of shit. And I don't think you captured it back anytime soon. Do I think they're going to be the worst team in the NFC East?
No.
Depending on what the Giants do.
The Giants have a player right now on their roster that is undecided if he wants to come back or he wants to retire. And the Giants are saying, please, take your time in this decision, but I need a decision soon.
I will leave. I'll retire. I'm not done with this shit. I'm not done with this shit. Hey, bro, there's better shit in life to do.
Hey, make some beats if you want to, but God.
Man, that situation got to be when you give up your dream of playing football. You know what? Shit not worth it. This shit is so not worth it. I'm good. I don't need it. I don't need this goddamn pain in my life. This is bullshit.
It's just I don't know what the plan is for the Dallas Cowboys this year. I
do.
What's the plan, Brandon? What's the plan?
The plan is very simple. They're going to have to rebuild. And they don't want to. And that's the fucking problem. You was supposed to rebuild. How you got into 12-5 the last couple of years, I have no fucking clue. Maybe it is the schedule. But now that you have the number one spot in the NFC East, you're playing nothing but number ones this whole season. Yeah, you play the NFC South, which is a whole nother conversation. But you play also, I think, the AFC, I want to say West?
No.
AFC North? No,
if it's the North, that'll suck.
I don't think they play AFC North. They played the AFC like 2 years ago. They might play the AFC South again. They may play the AFC South this year. So if you play the AFC South, that's a questionable situation because Texans, Colts, there could be really good teams. The Jaguars could be good this year. I have little to no faith in them, but we shall see.
It's like I have no desire. I have no trust or idea of what the Jaguars are going to look like, but we are going to all find out together weeks 1 through 4. 1 through 4.
But we should know what the Jaguars really will look like when Mac Jones takes.
Everybody, strap in.
Now, again, but you watch this team, man, and you're like, Dallas should be trying to now rebuild. you know it's coming to an end. You have not even talked to Mike McCarthy about maybe re-upping. You literally have told Mike McCarthy, hey, bro, this is literally like your last year. You got 1 year left. Figure it the fuck out. Figure it the fuck out. And if you don't, you're out. And it's the same thing with Dak Prescott. It's like, we didn't want to resign you to begin with. But since we did, we're obligated to let you play out your contract. But all of that chatter that CeeDee Lamb's family and Michael Parsons' family and everybody's been saying in Dallas, I do not think that's just a one-off. I think people have been feeling that way about Dak Prescott in that building for a while.
I don't know what it is. Because genuinely, I don't. Okay. Genuinely.
I also realized Dak Prescott's only friend was Ezekiel Elliott.
Genuinely. I don't know him. I don't know Dak Prescott. I don't know him. Probably will never know him. But just seeing him at Mississippi State, seeing how he's been growing up, generally, I don't think he's a bad guy. I don't know if he rubs people the wrong way. I don't know if there's some things that were said. I don't know. All I know is that he's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. And I got to tell you, being a quarterback in the NFL, you're already going to be under a microscope, right? Because it's always going to be on you. Being a quarterback in the NFL and being a quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, that's like being the quarterback of USC. It's going to be a million because of your history, because of what happened to you, all of it. All of it. He didn't ask to get drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. He didn't ask that. He didn't ask for the contract. Dallas gave it to him. I think the issue is, I threw you the numbers. He's only theoretically had one terrible season, and that was last year. And they still went 12-5. And the reason they had a bad season was his brother died. You asked him to come back for injury after the fact that you knew that his brother died and said, hey, we're sorry about your loss, but I need you to come out here because our quarterback situation is dire and we need you to win some games. What? You can let go of Dak Prescott. That's fine. But it's going to be a very long time before another good quarterback goes to Dallas if you decide to let him walk. Because all the other good ones, they have contracts already.
I mean, I'll trade y'all Derek Carr. We get Michael Parsons in his Michael Penix in his draft. I'm cool with it. Like, if we get Michael Penix at 14, I'm cool with trading Derek Carr in Dallas. Let's make this happen.
You're already tired of my problem after 1 year?
Hey, listen, 1 year could change a lot.
1 year could change a lot, man.
1 year could change a lot, man. Hey, man.
All those years of you and MJ, it's like, you have Derek Carr in the AFC West. The fuck you gonna do? And I'll tell you exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ship him to New Orleans, motherfucker. Now you deal with him.
We're gonna ship his ass right to
Dallas. Right to Dallas. Just get on the 505 and just get on out of here. Now, I will say this for Dallas. I think there's. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You know how bad this shit is. We can't even grade the free agency. Like,
it's an F. All right, it's an F. Like, motherfucker, you lost more than you gained. Yeah, sure, you re-signed a few players. Probably 2 out of the 3 are going to have more than 500 snaps, if that.
Oh, that shit is bad, man. How the fuck you lose half your team?
Like, brother. But I will say this. I think internally, there are some problems internally. Externally, the whole league is watching. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get another Washington meltdown that we got a couple seasons ago. I will not be surprised if we get a Washington meltdown from the Dallas Cowboys this year.
I don't think nobody's gonna punch that Prescott in the face. But if they do,
it'll be the best thing since Geno Smith.
That shit is still the funniest fucking thing I've seen on TV. Is the fact that they were talking shit and then
I'm trying to remember. Was it during practice or was it during a game?
No, you talking about the Washington shit?
No, not the Washington shit. The Geno Smith shit when he was with the Jets.
That was like a training camp.
Oh, thank God. Because I was like, he didn't do that after the game, did he?
Yeah, it was like training camp. Like,
oh, thank God. Because could you imagine after the game? You shut your ass up. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that Washington shit was crazy.
Yeah, the Washington shit. That, like during the game, I'm like,
I gotta go find that clip now. I gotta go find that fucking clip.
Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne were about to get into it.
He punched the shit out of him. He punched him. Everybody was like, "Oh shit, hold on."
Oh, okay, it's that serious for you, huh? Is that serious for you, huh? Jesus. I mean, hey, I get it too. I mean, you gave up like 20 plus points in like 7 drives.
Yeah, in a quarter. It was like, what the fuck is
like,
this?
brother, I'd be upset too. Like, brother, I'd be upset too. Like, damn. But overall, I just think eternally, it's just this is gonna go one of 2 ways for Dallas this year. It's either gonna explode really, really bad, or they're gonna just put the critics to sleep. And for their sake, I hope they put the critics to sleep. Because if it's a bad year for Dallas, you know who wins? Everybody fucking wins. Everybody wins, man. We get to hear Stephen A. his little stupid tune.
One of my favorite memories, probably still to this day, is everybody, me, my uncle, my brothers, and my dad, just being so happy Dallas lost. just the best. It was the best test message day of all time. It was just so.
I literally remember when Mason Crosby kicked the field goal to win the game, and like 2 minutes later, I saw them recreate that scene, but they added the Titanic song as he kicked it, and I'm just like, y'all could have just waited a day.
You remember the play that set that up?
It was Jared Cook. Yeah.
Yeah.
The most improbable catch of his career. And it's like, yep, caught it.
The sinking feeling in Dallas was just like.
I do like the one where they do play, not the one last year, but the year before that where they lost to San Francisco. And it's like, and Stephen A's like, and that's not even his girl. That's not even his girl. That's a side chick. That's a side chick. And I'm just like, Stephen A is loving this too much. Like, Stephen A is like a kid at the candy store. He is really enjoying the pain of others right now.
When Michael Irvin was done?
Yeah.
Michael Irvin was like, come on, man. This is painful.
Oh, come on. Why are you doing this to me, man?
Yo, this shit was so good. Michael Irvin was about to cry.
Like, Michael Irvin looked like he was about to cry. Like, and Irv, look at this. That's not even his chick. That's a side chick. That's a side chick that he took to the game. And I'm just like, Stephen A's having way too much fun with this, man. He is. But overall, Dallas, listen, I think you guys can do it. Mike McCarthy, please leave the fucking room. To the 53 players, I believe you guys can do it. I told Mike McCarthy, it's like Roman Reigns on Saturday. You can go. You can leave.
Yeah, you can leave.
Use your legs. Now, to the rest of y'all 53 that are in this fucking room, let me tell you something. I think you guys can do this. What are you doing? Did I say you could come back in? That was great. I was like, why is he so mad? You just won. Like, why are you so mad, sir?
You're damn right. Acknowledge me.
Like, damn right. Now, acknowledge me. Boo. Who said that?
Who said that? Yeah, get his ass in the fucking body.
Get out of here. He literally meant it, too. Like, he meant that shit.
He's like, you think I'm joking? You think I'm joking? I'm dead serious. Get the fuck
out of here. Use your legs to walk. And I'm like, you know, I know I'm like 5,000, 3,000 miles. I'm like thousands of miles away from Philadelphia. But I even felt that through my soul. And I'm like, oh. But all right, Brendan, it's go time, man. It is time to make the selection for the Dallas Cowboys. And Brandon, I'm going to give you some words that I thought were so beautiful what I heard last night. Don't break this man's heart ever again. Go ahead, Brandon. Who is Dallas selecting?
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Dallas is broken in so many people's hearts, it wouldn't even matter anymore. With the 24th in 2024 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys will select Teron Arnold, cornerback, Alabama. Shit. They need a lot of help. I looked at this depth chart again, I'm like, I can literally go anywhere. I can literally go anywhere with this defense. Defense, offense, they need offensive linemen. They need receivers, which is the craziest shit. They need receivers. Man, they need so much shit. It is ridiculous. I'm like, Dallas, I get that you were under the gun when it came to free agency. Totally understand. But goddamn, can you at least try, to act like you care?
I love the Derrick Henry interview. Yeah, I wanted to go to Dallas. What happened? No. They never called me.
No. What? It's just what? Listen, I just feel like with Dallas, man, the one thing about this team last year that was good was, again, the secondary. Like you said, DeRon Bland, 9 interceptions, 5 for touchdowns. That's awesome. Trayvon Diggs, also the year prior before he got injured, led the league in interceptions. Also received interceptions for touchdowns. That's awesome. They're great. Donovan Wilson, Jordan Lewis, all that. Awesome guys, all of them. All of them take chances, and they gamble a little bit too fucking much. Too fucking much. To the point where you kind of have to question, why the fuck are you doing playing secondary? It is not a gambling game, man, playing a cornerback. That is not a good decision to gamble every damn play. Was kind of probably their downfall in the playoff game against the Green Bay Packers when Jordan Love and them started to actually, start scoring. Once, Romeo Dobbs and Christian Wilkins and all them got open, it was a done deal. You couldn't stop them. You could not stop them. So it just feels like this team needs a cornerback that actually can fucking cover. Like, actually cover. And Teron Arnold is exactly that. I think that he will fit perfectly in Dallas if they're smart enough to actually draft him. And I get people that say, why not offensive line? Why not the kid from Duke? Why not, get a tackle or something for Dallas? Get another weapon receiver maybe. Why do all that work? Just get what the fuck? Why do all that work? Just get a cornerback. Just get somebody that you can trust in the secondary. And for me, that's Teron Arnold, man. I just feel like Dallas right now is just too dependent on making big plays. And that's the problem with that defense. They don't know how to cover. Trayvon Diggs is not a great cover corner. DeRon Bland is not a great cover corner. Donovan Wilson is not a great cover corner. Jordan Lewis is not a great cover corner. Like, you have no great cover corner in Dallas. And that's the fucking problem. You don't have any. And that leaves your defense very susceptible to big fucking plays once somebody burns you. And last time I checked, you still play in the division with Scary Terry, Jahan Dotson, Jalen Hyatt. Let's say the Giants do get, Malik Neighbors. Let's say if Marvin Harrison Jr. falls to the Giants, which is not out the fucking realm, it could happen. A couple trades can happen, and then out of nowhere, the Giants are just sitting at 6, and no receivers took him. Holy shit, Marvin Harrison Jr., why not? Let's take him. Now you got him to worry about with the Giants. Like I said, Jalen Hyatt, who you drafted last year for the Giants. And then you also got Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. Like, this is not good. Like, this is a team that I just feel like with Dallas, you're probably going to suck this year. You're probably going to suck. But your rebuild can start immediately this draft if you draft an actual cover fucking corner and not just a name that you can put in the defense just to get big plays, because that was Dallas' downfall. You care too much about turnovers, and once the turnovers stop, teams beat you.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
And that's the biggest problem. With the Miami game, with Tyreek Hill, when he started to take off, they had a great game. Tyreek Hill, when he played you late in the season, even in the Arizona game, which they were starting to get big plays catching the ball. So it just feels like this team needs something that they haven't had in years. An actual cover corner. Teron Arnold from Alabama fits that to me. And like you said last night, he's one of the best cover corners in the draft. So you got to take him.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, you're gonna have to, especially knowing the fact of the Diggs injury. How was Stephon Gilmore? Jordan Lewis. We kind of know where he's at at the NFL point of his life. And I saw everything too. I saw the same thing you said. I saw the corner. I saw the secondary. So obviously that was a discussion. I saw the defensive line. Obviously you drafted Mozzie Smith last year, but we're gonna have to rebuild that defensive line again. Because you don't know what's up with Michael Parsons. Then you don't know how many years Brandon Cooks and CeeDee Lamb have. With Dallas in general, right? But then I saw the scariest thing on that depth chart.
That offensive line, good God Almighty!
I saw Tyler Smith at left tackle.
That offensive line sucks. Oh, my God.
Let me tell you something. Tyler Smith at left tackle scares the shit out of me. We saw what happened his rookie year. He sucked. He held. I don't know why he holds. I mean, I don't know why he's like one of the top tackles for holding. Yeah, well, what happened in the draft? Well, what did they say? He held the most out of anybody in his peers.
I don't know why he holds. I don't fucking know. He just does it.
Oh, because he didn't do that at Tulsa?
He did that shit in fucking preseason. Like, and your people you don't understand. He was doing that shit in preseason. Oh my God, it was bad.
So I need to kick Tyler Smith back inside because I don't give a fuck. You're a guard for the rest of your life, bro. Until then, if I have to play with a tackle, it's because I'm willing to lose my life. Is what I'm saying. I'm willing to lose my life. Is what I'm saying. So here we go. I'm probably gonna hit you with the surprise name that's gonna hit right here, and it's probably gonna surprise a lot of people. So with the 24th pick in this year's draft, the Dallas Cowboys, in my world, my draft select Jordan Morgan, offensive tackle, Arizona, 6'5", 325 pounds, first team All Pac-12 2023. Look, he has been in Arizona his whole career. He has been one of the better tackles in this career. Is he the best tackle coming out in this draft class? Probably not. Probably not. Is he worthy? Is he even a top 5? It's debatable, depending on who you ask. The reason I went Jordan Morgan here instead of Amarius Mims that you went with, because I think Jordan Morgan is more nimble than Amarius Mims, and I think what Dallas is missing is the earlier Tyron Smiths. When he was nimble and he was fast, and he didn't have all those injuries and everything. And then Tyron Smith still has a great career, but he wasn't the same after those injuries, and especially now, he's still great. That's the crazy thing. Tyron Smith is still great.
Yes.
It's just those injuries really killed him. They really killed him, man. And I cannot believe I am already to the point of the Tyron Smith career where it's almost over. Like, wow, it's almost over. I saw him get drafted out of USC. Did great for Dallas. And now he's gone? That's how fast Tyron Smith's career went. But I just think if you had Jordan Morgan here, you know, is he the most athletic? No. But I think he's more technically sound. And I think that's what Dallas needs. They need to stop going with athletic linemen because they went with athletic for Tyler Badaz when they drafted him. It didn't work out. Now he's in Washington. They went athleticism with Tyler Smith. Didn't work out. It's been going great for Nick Martin, and he wasn't the most athletic guard coming out of his draft. But it's been working out for him. All right. This is what Dallas needs. Dallas needs a sound offensive lineman. Technically sound. And I get it. When you hear these numbers, 5.0440, 1.710 yard split, a 28 vertical jump, 9 feet 2 inches broad jump. And for a nimble offensive lineman, he still put up 27 reps in the bench press. That's pretty strong. That's very strong. Sure, I could have gone Amir Mims here. I could have taken another corner. I probably could have gone Cooper DeJean here if I wanted to. I probably could have taken Johnny Newton here. I probably would have gone out of a limb and maybe say, hey, screw it. Let's get him a running back because they need one. They need one. Or I could have gone on a limb and be like, screw it, we're going to take Bo Nix here because fuck it, that's why. But no, I want to help Dallas. I want to help Dallas rebuild this correctly. And I think Jordan Morgan, is he going to be a great replacement for Tyron Smith? Shit, the hell should I know? I'm just going off potential. But he's a lot better than what you have right now. I gotta do it here. So Jordan Morgan, offensive tackle, Arizona, to be the next left tackle for the Dallas Cowboys.
Let it pick. If you ever watched our Arizona games this year, you would immediately see Jordan Morgan.
He's pretty hard to miss. At 6'5", 325 pounds, he's a pretty big boy to miss.
Pretty fucking tough. It's pretty fucking tough. If you watch like the game against like the UFC, when they were in that game against USC, the reason why Arizona was still competitive in that game is because you couldn't stop their fucking offense. That offense was hard to fucking stop because of Jordan Morgan, how he was protecting the quarterback most of that game. In the running game, was destroying USC. They couldn't do shit to stop their running game. And where were they running at? Every time Jordan Morgan, where was he lined up, they ran it right where he was. So with Dallas, yeah, you need an offensive line. Listen, I knew immediately when you said. I knew immediately when you said. Then I looked at the other, and then I looked at the damn depth chart. They were just like, I saw that today, and I was like, fuck, I really might have to go offensive line. I know none of these motherfuckers. I know none of these motherfuckers. I was like, I can go center. The kid from Duke. Because they just lost their center. Like, he's gone. Like, it's just so fucking bad. I don't understand how bad Dallas... Like, this is bad. Like, Dallas' offensive line is not there. You have no running back.
No offensive line. No true starting running back. Your defense got taken away. Yeah, we're really struggling here to try to help you guys.
And you have literally one weapon, and that's CeeDee Lamb, and he doesn't probably even want to fucking be there. Like,
his thought process is like, for who? For what?
It's just, yeah, this is bad. Dallas, we tried. We listen. We can only do so fucking much. we can only do so fucking. I've never seen a team win a division and immediately lose everything in the process.
That's impossible.
This is literally like Thanos at the end of Infinity War. What did you lose? Everything.
Did you get what you were looking for? I did. What did it cost you? Everything. That's really the Dallas Cowboys. Like,
it's the Cowboys. It's the crazy.
I got Eric Kendricks. What did it cost you? Everything.
And even in that sense, if I was Eric Kendricks, I get that you probably wanted to go to Dallas, and I would have never turned down the San Francisco 49ers offer to go to fucking Dallas. Are you kidding me?
But I wanted to be with my old coach. Listen, man, relationships are awesome.
That's awesome. You fucked up.
But you don't play football for relationships. You play football for the Super Bowl. So, I don't know. Like I said, I had the thought of Tyler Smith being the left tackle for the Dallas Cowboys.
Give you nightmares?
It scares the shit out of me. And I'm like, every time I'm going to see a Dallas game, I'm going to be like, and down goes Dak. I knew it.
I fucking saw it coming.
Like, I don't. Tyler Smith, the guard, awesome. Pro Bowler. I can, it's there. Tyler Smith, the left tackle, he's the reason why coffins and funerals are going to get like a bump in like services, because that's exactly what's going to happen to the quarterback.
Either is about hospital bills going up.
So it's just what it is. So, terrible. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's how it is. That's how it's going to end. So just to recap, Brandon went Terrion Arnold at 24, the corner from Alabama, who I chose yesterday. So we're literally one pick off. And I chose Jordan Morgan today, offensive tackle out of Arizona. So you guys let us know what you guys would do. Would you guys go offense, defense? What position would you check? What position would you think needs the most upgrade? And then we're going to be right back here tomorrow. Pick number 25. It's going to be, tomorrow should be fun. So we'll be back tomorrow, same time, same channel, same everything. So Brandon, as always, man, awesome talking to you, my man. You have a wonderful night. Everybody that's going to tune into this episode later, especially Cowboy fans, please don't be mad at us. We can only do so much. Until then, Brandon, I will see you tomorrow, my friend. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. We will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful night, everybody. Peace.